All right, this is called The Player That Changed Geometry Dash Forever by Samifying. I don't know a lot about Geometry Dash history. I also barely know any of the players. Like, I know Doggy and Zoink. That's about it. So let's watch this video and see if maybe we can all learn something.
This is the story of how one player fundamentally changed how people play Geometry Dash forever. The player in question was praised as the best creator in the community. And then he suddenly just vanished without a trace.
Bro's like the Avatar, dude. When the world needed him most, he vanished. Zobros Riot? I have no idea who this video is about.
The only thing he left behind was an account that was mysteriously operated by someone else. It's been years since then, and players today never really found out what actually happened. Where did he go? This video is a personal appreciation letter to this creator. This is the story of FunnyGame.
Wait, how's the volume, chat? Is the volume of the video good? Too loud, too quiet? Thoughts? FunnyGame made serious? Oh, that's on our Medium Demons list. Good? Okay, nice. Thanks. So this guy's name's FunnyGame, huh? That's a funny name. Sorry. Chapter 1, A Rising Community.
Starting as a mobile game, Geometry Dash quickly rose to be one of the biggest platformers ever. Sharing a lot of gameplay elements with the internet classic The Impossible Game, it quickly dominated the app stores and rose to massive popularity. The game works in a very simple way. You have to reach the end of the level without dying. For stupid people, you see a spike, you click, and therefore you make the tiny square jump. Pretty easy, right? Well, at the start, maybe. The game comes with 21 levels, which all have different songs, different difficulties, and most importantly, different game modes. This little cube is only one out of 7 different game modes you swap in and out of by going through these differently colored portals. And this can get very crazy very quickly. Every once in a blue moon, you mean every once in a blue moon, the game developer Robtop releases a new update, adding a new game mode and a new main level to beat.
But he still hasn't added an update that has a debug map so you can easily drop into the level unmodded. RobTop fixed this. Sorry, I also understand how annoying it is as a software developer. Like, I've talked about this before on stream. That is my suggestion. If RobTop wants to take my suggestion and wipe his butt with it, that's fine. I just think a debug map so that you don't have to download all these mods and hop around in order to use start positions and stuff would be so nice quality of life, bro. Like, so nice. I'm sorry to be annoying. I'm a new player. I don't know if this is a common thing people bring up. I feel like it's something that should be added to the game, preferably next patch.
Beat.
Thank you.
But how on earth is such a simple game, with the last update being 5 years ago, still alive and kicking 9 years later?
Because it's good.
Well, for one reason only. The game comes with an editor, which allows you to create your own levels.
I actually knew that. That's what I'm saying, Ron.
Wherever there is room for creativity, humans will gather to show off what they can come up with.
Oh God.
This is why level editors in games are always such amazing showcases of the human imagination, given only a base set of tools. In the span of 9 years, we went from...
I haven't seen most of those levels that Samifying just showcased. Where are those levels, bro? Are those all just above my difficulty bracket? When do I get to play levels? Like, those levels look sick. Am I just too scuffed at the game to play those? They look awesome. Everywhere? Yeah, but they have to be like Insane's minimum, right? Insane Demons. Yeah, I saw one which I know is Insane Demon. I'm gonna play one of those. Fog.
Levels looking like a simple Impossible Game ripoff to amazing expressions of art and creativity. But very early on, when levels still looked like this.
I'm sorry, and I know I probably should have noticed this earlier. And maybe this is more a testament to me as a person. I didn't realize that this was a fox talking to me. I frame one accepted that this was Samifying. 2.5 minutes in the video, I was like, oh, that's a fox with a glass of wine. Oh, with a 3 on its chest. Representing a tuft of fur. There are many foxes on YouTube, and we love each and every one of them.
Very early on, when levels still looked like this instead of this, one creator stood out from the rest.
Funny
His
game?
name was FunnyGame.
Pog.
To fully show off how special this player was, we need to go back years and years.
Dude, 2013, I was like not even having a heart that was beating in my chest when I was 2013. Not because I wasn't born, but because I was heartbroken.
Custom levels back then all kind of
I got better.
looked the same. Players only had a very limited toolset to work with. Simple, boring blocks, and only a few gameplay mechanics to play with. They couldn't even use more than one color at the same time. How did people... This naturally led to a lot of levels looking
Is this the nightmare? I hate the nightmare. Sorry.
very similar. They didn't have a lot of options to stand out from another. However, FunnyGame was one of the first creators to really stray away from the normal default style of geometry.
Wait, have I played a funny game level yet, chat? Or like, is a funny game slated in the top 10 most like medium demons, hard demons, insane, etc.? Are we slated to play any funny game levels? Or is this a bygone era? I don't know. That's fair.
Dash levels. The best early example I could find of this was FunnyGame's
Oh, that's right. Someone said serious. Someone said serious. Wait, Death Moon was funny game? Wait, really? Or is that a meme? Oh, wait, funny game. Death Moon is a good level. Thoughts, chat? GD is a pretty funny game. I'm saying. Oh, so funny game is caustic? Why do you do that? Was he just being like a little goober? Like when some artists will post under or make music under an alternate title, or like how William Shakespeare was 5,000 people all wrapped into one amorphous blob of man. Goofily goobly. Oh,
level, Crazy Bolt. Guess what the level is about?
wait. It's about a bolt. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's about bolts. I don't know what you expected. The name's Crazy Bolt. You get the
I was close.
idea. You have no idea how cool this was for what, 2013? When the f was this? Basically, for back then, it was
Let's cut down on the fucking swears, funny game. Or sorry, Samifying. Also, sorry, I just swore.
absolutely unheard of for levels to have a theme. You can clearly see FunnyGame try to go for a factory theme with these crazy bolts. I said it. Just scattered all around the level. This was something new and so creative. 2 years after FunnyGame releases that level, a small unknown player would find exactly this level and be inspired to start
That player, Doggy.
his own creating career.
That's my prediction. That's my prediction, chat.
Nah, but who cares about that guy? People back then weren't used
Wait, why does no one care about Doggy? Krami? Now I can't show my mom the video? Okay.
to this kind of creating. It wasn't default blocks anymore, it was something new. And this was only the start.
Oh, it was Samifying. Oh, the joke of that video was he was alluding to there was a player. It was me. That's why when he said he's a loser, he was being self-deprecatory. It was likely not Doggy, but can we be certain? Have you ever seen Doggy and Samifying in the same room? Also consider this. Dogs and foxes are both canines. Or wait, is that true? Yes, foxes are canines. Wait, but that's the AI over you. Canada. Yeah, there's a fox there. Canids? Huh. I hardly know her.
At no point was this more noticeable than when Geometry Dash finally received the update 1.9. Not only did people now have tons of new cool blocks to play with, but...
Wait, when was 1.9? And we're in 2.2 now? Aren't those like several years apart? It's crazy because in some like software dev cycles, 1.9 and 2.2, that should be sometimes in the same year. But it's several years apart, right? 200 goons ago? Thank you.
people now could
I appreciate your earnest and sincere answer.
also assign up to 4 colors to objects.
1.9 was like 10 years ago? Oh.
This basically opened up Pandora's box to creating user levels in Geometry Dash as we know them today. A lot of people call update 1.9 the golden age of Geometry Dash. I'm not sure if that's true, but
I think this is the golden age of Geometry Dash. I think that people who are already a part of the community might look back at 1.9 with rose-tinted glasses. I'd appreciate your thoughts, chat. But I think Geometry Dash is in a current golden age. On top of like Jinxie exposing the game to like so many new players, like I think it's at its peak popularity in terms of new players. Now, of course, like that's also if you're quantifying success and like goodness of the game's quality with how many people are playing it. Like that's fair enough. But to me, the best thing for works of art, which I would include games as works of art, is how many people can appreciate it. So I actually would say that that would qualify this as like the golden age, or maybe one of the golden ages of Geometry Dash, right? Like I feel like we'd be remiss to ignore that. It's in a dynamic golden age where in a year this will be the golden age, in a few years the golden age will be later. Yeah, it's all a matter of perspective. Like I don't doubt that 1.9 was probably a golden age, but this has to be like perhaps a content golden age. Is that fair? It's a content golden age. And as a consequence of it, of Geometry Dash being in a content golden age, the player base has grown.
one thing that I know for certain is that FunnyGame was about to absolutely pop off.
Wait, so FunnyGame's also W Popoff? No. Are you sure? A lot of people seem to be talking with a lot of confidence on things they shouldn't be so confident about. All these GD people could be clones of each other and we wouldn't know. They're just wearing different hats. That sounded like Inspector Gadget. Boop-a-doop-a-doop, Inspector Gadget. This video just got demonetized.
Every single time this guy uploaded a new level, it was an absolute banger. I remember waking up to notifications in the Skype group chats from people asking if others had
Dude, Skype, what a throwback. Rip Skype.
played the new FunnyGame level yet. I always got super excited about his levels because for some reason, they just
The fox shaking is cute. I probably shouldn't go back. This is
For
cute.
some reason, they just felt yet. I always got super excited about his levels
That's cute.
because for some reason, they just felt different. They felt sincere. Like there was a guy who genuinely cared about making a cool and fun level to play instead of just making a generic level just to get it featured on the main page. You know who you are. The attention to detail.
That was me. Yeah, I've been making a few featured levels. Just make them generic, and that's how I know Rob Top's gonna like them. Wink. With Mentos fresh and full of life. You know?
Was insane for the time. For example, these notes in La Campanella actually are the notes of the song, which I for some reason didn't know. Did he actually use the right notes? Did he? No, don't tell me. The man was clearly putting in a lot.
And that's attention to detail, chat. Some people would never do that. Some people would simply refuse to do that. Funny how we've never seen Zoink and Batman in the same room. That's because they just don't really talk to each other anymore.
A lot of hard work into his levels. Work that went beyond what most other creators would be willing to go through for a tiny level in a 4-year mobile game. And people noticed exactly that, elevating FunnyGame to a somewhat godlike status in the community. Something that people didn't notice, however, was FunnyGame himself. He never really interacted with the community that much, and
Dude was like a silent guardian, a silent protector. Wait, did he like value the anonymity, I guess? Wait, FunnyGame may have actually been Batman.
therefore was surrounded by a lot of mystery. This, however, was not the only reason why
Is that hot sauce? Oh, that's Jack Daniels.
he was a
I thought that was hot sauce.
bit of a mystery. Why are you standing so far away? It is 2015. Players from all around the world wake up to see a new level featured at the top of the list called
My brain just combined. I thought this said Death Mom because I saw your mom and I saw and my brain. Does your brain ever do that? Where like when it's close. I don't have dyslexia, but like sometimes my brain is just like Death Mom and Your Moon. It could be a great level, bro.
Death Moon.
If you just set your mind to it and made it for me. Maybe if someone makes Death Mom here, I'll play it.
This level was made by someone called Caustic, and man.
Something tells me, chat, Caustic might actually be freaking funny name or funny game. I keep messing.
Was it sending waves through the community? Everyone was talking about this level. It was outstanding. So many creative effects, such unique art, and the entire aesthetic just felt amazing. And
I played Death Moon, it's all right.
the craziest thing was, whoever this person was, it was his first level.
I fluked from 64%, by the way.
Didn't even take a day for people to start theorizing that Caustic might be a secret alt account of Funny.
Well, yeah, because look, if you it's like, have y'all seen Harry Potter? You know the clip from, I just said clip. I'm so streamer brain rot. You know the part of Chamber of Secrets where Tom Marvolo floats around the letters and then it rearranges and it says, I am Lord Voldemort. If you do that with Caustic, it says
FunnyGame. But
Funny Game.
that would be ridiculous, right? Who would upload an entire level they spent weeks or months on to a different account, hiding their identity? Well, FunnyGame for some reason. Remember earlier when I
I think he was just, I think he was a little quirked up and he just wanted to have a little fun with it, you know?
explained that you can just feel when you play a FunnyGame level. It turns out all the people saying the level felt like a FunnyGame level, they were right. He was the owner of the account Caustic. Why would he hide his identity?
It's crazy how like a level creator's signature can be so recognizable just from like the feel of their level. Is that crazy to me? Like that's actually really cool that so many players were like, man, this really feels like a fun, like that's beautiful to me. Can I just say that? That's beautiful. It's like listening to a song by your favorite artist and being like, wow, this is the Beatles. And it's the Beatles. Does no one else have chills right now? That's beautiful. I could cry.
Identity? We don't really know. All we know is that this level was amazing, and basically everyone who played it instantly fell in love with it. We now enter 2016.
Can I be honest, chat? I'm understanding why some of you are biased towards Death Moon now, because I played Death Moon fully out of the context of this video. Watching this video makes me like Death Moon more. Is that messed up? Like, I feel like understanding the lore of stuff sometimes gives you a deeper appreciation for the thing itself.
2.0 released not too long ago, and even more revolutionary features were added to the game, including move triggers, basically unlimited color channels, even more crazy blocks to play with, and with those, the floodgates opened. 2.0 was the era levels really started to look like the levels that we see today, and leading the push was of course FunnyGame. Abyss. This has to be one of my favorite levels from FunnyGame.
Is that Iron Man? I'm surprised he made an appearance when we've been talking about Batman this whole time.
Basically showed everyone in the community what was actually possible with the new move triggers added to the game. The most insane thing about this level was the fully moving custom backgrounds. Before this, almost nobody even thought of the idea to create your own backgrounds. And
so that's why we have moving backgrounds. So that's why the moving background on B exists. Why I gotta
make them move. Finally, levels could jump away from the 20 default backgrounds provided by the game, and the community noticed. All of a sudden, levels with custom backgrounds were popping up everywhere, with FunnyGame seemingly being the one to massively popularize the concept. Another game-changing thing this level introduced was the low detail mode. By touching this trigger at the start, it would disable tons of objects everywhere, making the level easier to.
People in chat tell me to play with low detail mode sometimes, especially like when my game is like lagging and stuff. But I just feel like, is that a thing that people like, I'm talking about with streamers. Like, I feel like I want, I don't know, like, because when I was practicing the start position for Skeletal Shenanigans, I had some people who were just like, where is all the decoration? Like, I feel like viewers care about seeing the whole decoration of the level. I get low detail mode being a good performance thing, but I feel like when you're making content or a video around it, you kind of can't play with that. You know what I'm saying? Am I crazy? Low details chosen by the creator, so it depends on the level if the deco's gone or not. Okay, so it's a case-by-case basis. I guess I can try low detail mode sometimes, but if it like strips the level of most of what makes the level what it is, like it did with Skeletal Shenanigans, or at least with the start position I played as Skeletal Shenanigans, I probably won't do it.
To run for low-end devices like phones. This is a concept that to this day has become the standard of every big level.
This level's breathtaking.
Without a low detail mode, you basically cut out a huge percentage of the player base that can't handle these insane complex levels.
Yeah, me. I play on a freaking TI-84.
Over 2.0 and even the start of 2.1, FunnyGame kept releasing banger after banger after banger. Serious, with one of the first big effort boss fight.
Wait, is this the same Sirius, the medium demon that I'm going to play? That's on my top 10 most like medium demons list. This is Sirius? Spoilers. 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 It is nice.
Concepts. Lonely Travel, basically spawning an
Wait! He also made Lonely Travel? Lonely Travel is literally after B, chat. Wait! That is crazy serendipitous timing. We're literally the level we're going to play after B is Lonely Travel, which is a FunnyGame level.
entire trend of really long levels. Nemesis, Don't Cry, Puzzle Trials, Simplism. He was the peak of the creator community, and it seemed like nothing could bring him down.
Back in those days, he was revolutionary.
He is by far one of the most influential creators this game has ever seen.
You could like make the effects that he did, but nobody thought of doing that stuff.
Some immediate examples I can think
But what happened?
of is like Requiem. If you look at one part, he made like pretty much a lava pool out of just traditional objects before we were able to make custom animations, custom sprites and everything.
Have your own levels gotten influenced by FunnyGame over the years?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's stuff like Thanatos, which you look at and you can like kind of pick apart the discrepancies. If you stare too hard at a level, you can tell what's wrong with it. When I'm like making levels, I think about, well, if I just get the general feel of it and I don't like hurt myself trying to think about the details in this way too much, I can get away with it and still like enjoy playing the game. Like looking at FunnyGame levels, you can tell it was all about the idea, and that's what really brought a lot of people into it.
That is a really good way to put it. So you would say you learned like to care less about the like small details.
Yeah, more or less get the bigger picture. If you focus on the bigger picture and that is the coolest part about the level, that is a good thing for me at least.
I was like, how do you make a smooth
Dude, I'm sorry. I was just like, I was trying to wait till the end of that section. I'm genuinely so moved. I think one of the most beautiful things about just life in general is when, one, I love creative people. I think creative people are the lifeblood of humanity. I think when creative people create, the world is a better place. But two, I think it's just a testament to how it's just so lovely that someone, through the sheer act of their own creativity, can inspire others and completely change the way that people think and process their own creativity. That's so, yeah, it's inspirational. That's beautiful to me. Like, I genuinely was like, I was kind of getting a little foggy-eyed there for a second. Or is that the word? Yeah. I don't know. That's really cool. Damn. I had no idea. For this video, I had no idea. I'm just like, duh, who's this guy?
effect like this. It was this effect. Yeah, this is where I pretty much started creating, because I was like, I created in 1.8, but only like on and off, right? And then I played this level and I saw this effect here. That's pretty much what made me open the editor and be like, I want to learn this. And then I never stopped from there.
Wow.
And then suddenly,
That's the true mark of, like, to take someone who otherwise would not be doing something and inspire them to the point of action. I think that's the dream of any great creator. Like, that's the ultimate compliment. Surely by you creating something, you inspired someone who otherwise would not have been compelled to act to create. That's, I don't know how else to put that into words that like blows y'all's minds. That's sick.
things changed. It seemed the tide was turning on FunnyGame. Simplism was what many people consider to be the end of an era. Times were changing. The entire creating landscape moved to a new place, and it seemed like FunnyGame just couldn't keep up. Ever since Simplism, everyone in the community has just been confused. We clearly felt that levels like Titanium Buster had something off about them. Something was wrong, which made most people in the community think that FunnyGame just disappeared and now someone else was making levels on his account. And
What?
the most shocking thing is, we were right.
Dude, that's dude, I was about to say people can be so weird and parasocial. I was so cynical for a second. I was literally about to be like, dude, all right. Artists are allowed to have ebb and flow periods. Just because someone's level is a little off or they release a couple that are off doesn't mean that you should ridicule them and like come up with these conspiracy theories that they were replaced. Oh my God.
Over the years, theories were crafted as to why FunnyGame levels suddenly felt so different. One of them was a rumor floating around
Was bro bought by Starbucks? What happened?
that FunnyGame got hacked and someone just straight up stole his account. Account hacks have been very common over the years. Players got their levels deleted, they lost their accounts, they got impersonated, and so on. This is why the account hack theory was so believable to me. However, that is not what actually happened. To make this video, I contacted players who basically were as close as you can get to FunnyGame. The story they told me is quite strange and will need a bit of context, but this is what I believe actually happened.
Yeah,
When
you got me
are
hook,
as
line, and sinker.
praised and loved as FunnyGame, the pressure can be intense. Every time you create a new level, people expect only the best from you. This is
Expectation, bro. It hits you from both sides. Your own expectation as a creator of what something needs to be, and an expectation from the people who view and appreciate your art. It hits you from both sides. It hits you from both sides, chat.
something all creators deal with in a different way, but I don't think anyone ever had to live up to his own standards like FunnyGame did. The pressure to perform must have been awful for FunnyGame. Stuff like this can slowly drag you down over the years, and I've been told that's something he suffered with a lot. Even before Simplism, FunnyGame felt burned out. It was as if he couldn't keep up with the new era of crazy creators joining the game. This made it really hard for him to find time and motivation for levels, and at the end, it kinda got him burned out for the 2.1 update. This was only a small part of the problem, however. The biggest problem being the job he worked for. I'm not going to share his job because I want to respect his privacy. Just take my word that none of us would have time to focus on a mobile game if we worked in the same line of work. So this is where he stood. With a looming burnout and real life slowly catching up to him, he was left with a big dilemma. Should he just fade away from the game, only to be remembered as a creator from the past? Or could he maybe keep it going somehow, just for a bit, until he has more time? Well, FunnyGame chose the second option. He decided to give his account away to a friend. If what I was told is correct, this was a full-on teacher and student relationship where FunnyGame would teach the other person how to create levels just like he did. The plan was to create the illusion that FunnyGame never left. Maybe he thought this would give him time to take a break so he could relax and refresh his mind a bit. But we all know how it turned out in the end. We are now approaching the end of 2.1. With the new update 2.2 just over the horizon, we haven't heard a single word
This was 4 years ago.
from FunnyGame ever since they swapped.
Damn, dude. Sorry. I just had to shut up. That was so compelling. Jesus. Life's so hard, man. I hate jobs and work. I hate how jobs and work get in the way of people who want to be great creatives. I hate that that prevents them from being able to create the way they can. And I think it's such, I talked a bit about this in the Tato video. I really admire people who, in spite of their day job or whatever they need to do to make ends meet, they're still able to push through it and still create. I mean, one, to just create anything for the sake of itself and for the sake of you is amazing in and of itself. But to create at the level where you also are able to inspire others while having to just like do what living in this life forces you to do, like you have to work, you have to earn a wage, at least a lot of us do, depending on your country, it might vary. But dude, like, God. And then the discussion about burnout too, this is just so freaking real, man. I just sympathize, empathize every single word under the sun. And this is such a good video because in literally less than 15 minutes, I learned who this guy was and I'm fully on his side. And I feel heartbroken, man. I feel devastated. Literally this last part, the disappearance, I had full body chills for most of it. Damn.
FunnyGame, if you by accident are watching this video, I want to let you know that there are tons of people in this community who will never forget your amazing contributions to the game. They may not mean a lot to you, but your levels definitely played a really big...
And what a disservice. I mean, W Samifying, first of all, like, subscribe. What a disservice that I, as an ignorant new Geometry Dash player, just traipse into the room, play a bunch of like freaking levels, and I have no idea about this. This is why we need YouTube videos. We need the work of people like Samifying who make well-edited, well-put together, like Samifying talk to a bunch of FunnyGame's friends and that kind of thing. Like, it's crazy to me, bro. The fact that there are just so many complicated stories like this happening under the freaking hood of every single game, every single community, like the freaking anthropology of humanity, bro. And I never knew. But now watching this video, I know. That's insane. Like a story that possesses so much humanity just flies under the radar simply because I've talked about this before on stream. If a tree falls in the woods, but no one's there to hear it. Wow. Bro, I'm going to need to lie down after this video. I don't know.
Part in this game's success. From La Campanella to Death Moon to Abyss to Lonely Travel. All of these are ingrained into the community forever, and nothing will change that. Wherever you are right now, I hope life is treating you well, and if it isn't, I hope this video maybe helps make your day a bit better. You definitely haven't been forgotten, and the book of FunnyGame is still wide open. Maybe on the next page you'll decide to pay us a visit again. Thank you for making some banger levels and inspiring me to pick up creating. If he's watching this video, if you have to say anything to FunnyGame, what would you say?
If I wouldn't have picked up your levels back then and looked at like how you build and the effects you make, I would have probably dropped GD. Without you, I probably wouldn't be here right now, so I thank you for that. And I miss you.
Thank you for creating levels in the way you do, because there aren't a lot of people who can do it properly, and you show people how to actually make engaging levels.
I think levels like Death Moon as well as Sirius were both just so new in their respective categories that the rest of the levels that followed past that all took inspiration from that.
Personal message to FunnyGame, something you want to let him know?
FunnyGame, hit me up, we should collab.
Yeah!
I'm sad. Wait, so this video is from 4 years ago. Have we heard anything from FunnyGame since then? A couple of months ago, FunnyGame posted on YouTube a video titled A with what seemed a preview to a level. It's possible he might come back. W! Okay. There's a potentially good ending of the story. Dude, I might cry. I thought this was going to be a fun video. I didn't know it was going to be sad. This was not a clickbait title. This is the player that changed Geometry Dash forever. I thought it was going to be an empowering story. Instead, it was just like, hey, the community's still kind of grieving the loss of this creator that really meant a lot to us. Damn. There are a few goats returning. I mean, that's awesome. All right, well, W this video. The next video I want to react to, I'm not going to do it today, but the next video I want to react to is we now know about historically one of the most important or influential Geometry Dash players. But we're going to watch next time. Wait, where is this? We're going to watch the doggy video next time. Sound good, chat? We've learned about Geometry Dash past. We now need to learn about Geometry Dash present. Did you like that? Don't even pretend like you didn't. You made it that far in the video. Well, did you know that I stream Monday through Friday on Twitch and YouTube, and you could catch me live and get to be a part of the experience when it happens? Also, if you don't care about that, or otherwise you want to see more of the video that you just watched, link in the description to watch the full VOD. Do that, please. I have a black eye because I play basketball sometimes. Bye.